Good morning from Austin, Texas. I hope you're doing well. This morning I want to talk a little bit about springtime and joy. Feels like the world is heavy right now. So I was out taking a walk with Skellies this morning, and I was noticing all the new blooms on the trees close to our house. And it seems like just days ago, these things were completely bare. And I love seeing this new little bud. I mean, just look at these little babies. It feels like you can see them unfurling in like real time. Isn't that nice? And like the color is so fresh and pretty, and you know, like you can just, I'm loving all this new growth. And I think this one here, I feel like she's almost ready for, you know, like I think she's almost got her full leaves in. And then check out this little one here. I'm not really sure. I'm not very good with my trees. I think this is a Texas peach tree. And look at that little bud and these leaves. It's so sweet. So the thing, I tried to capture it, I swear I did. There was, we have these swallows, I think they're swallows, and there was like 300 of them that were all flying together. And then I just saw my first goose flying north. Some of them settle into Austin for the winter, but some of them sort of fly through. And this was just a lone goose, but usually you can see that telltale V coming up. And I don't know, there's something about seeing these patterns that just give me so much joy. And I was reading something last night that I want to share with you. Okay, this is a little bit of a long one. It's Pema again, Wisdom of No Escape. 2 months later, and I'm still on chapter 7. But I find that I just keep on going back and going back and going back, and I'm like really enjoying it. So chapter 7 is about joy, and I'm going to skip around a little bit, but it's a lot of quotes. So let's go. Joy has to do with seeing how big, how completely unobstructed, how precious things are. Resenting what happens to you and complaining about your life are like refusing to smell the wild roses when you go for a morning walk, or like being so blind that you don't see a huge black raven when it lands in a tree. He's helping me read. So that you don't see a huge black raven when it lands in a tree that you're sitting under. We can get so caught up in our own personal pain or worries that we don't notice that the wind has come up, or that somebody has put flowers on the dining room table, or that when we walked out this morning the flags weren't up, and that when we came back they were flying. Resentment, bitterness, and holding a grudge prevent us from seeing and hearing and tasting and delighting. And I think I'm thinking about this, and this is really talking about our internal feelings and our internal ability to sort of respond in a moment. I also think that there's something to do with decision fatigue and bad news fatigue. And in the world that we're in today, just the news that's so heavy, sort of all around us. And so it's not just internally speaking, it's such a nice reminder that in every moment we could stop and take a breath and find that little seed or that little leaf inside of ourselves to provide ourselves a little bit of joy. And she goes on, when things are very still, you may find that you are feeling grim and doing everything with a grim expression, grimly opening the door, grimly drinking your tea, concentrating so hard on being quiet and still and moving slowly that you're miserable. That's in the context of meditating. On the other hand, you could just relax and realize that behind all the worry, complaint, and disapproval that goes on in your mind, the sun is always coming up in the morning, moving across the sky, going down in the evening. Birds are always out there collecting their food and making their nests and flying across the sky. The grass is always being blown by the wind or standing still. Food and flowers and trees are growing out of the earth. There's enormous richness. You could develop your passion for life and for your curiosity and your interest. You could connect with your joyness and joyfulness. You could start right now. I love that, and I've been reading it over and over and over. I feel like I need it, like the air that I breathe. So this is the trifecta of books that I'm reading at the moment, and I find that they are nothing short of magical together. The first one, Essentialism, is about identifying what's important and making room for that, prioritizing that first. The second one, The Wisdom of No Escape, is about being with yourself and learning how to love yourself and being somebody who can show up for others. And then the third, Psychology of Money, it's not just about money. It is about investing, but it's also about trust. It's about doing the things that they're just not sexy. It's just sort of the discipline of getting in, taking small actions, putting it on repeat, and letting the change come with time. So I find it fascinating, and there's so many stories about people who have been successful and people who haven't been successful. And as I continue on with my weight loss journey, I'm finding such a tight relationship between money as a tool and food as a tool, and how they can both be used for enjoyment, but really how the drudge and slog of the day-to-day, paying attention to what you eat, paying attention to what you spend, learning how to find joy in the moments of when you do eat, when you do spend, appreciating it and finding the joy in those moments. So that like loops back to essentialism. So I'm having a rather philosophical season, and these three are really, really helping me. So today I am wishing you so much joy and opportunities to take that joy regardless of whatever's going on in your life. And I'm gonna read you. I do not do this often, I swear to God, and I apologize in advance, but I also am so sorry, not sorry. I'm gonna read you my favorite poem by Mary Oliver called Wild Geese. It is absolutely wonderful, and I will link it in the description below. And I'm only gonna read it to you in case you desperately need somebody to read it to you. You can go find it, get the book, find a printout, read it to yourself, read it to somebody else, have somebody read it to you. It's just wonderful to listen to. So I am going to change perspective on my video and read you this beautiful poem, which just matches my mood for a spring day. Okay, here we go. Wild Geese. You do not have to be good. You do not have to walk on your knees for 100 miles through the desert repenting. You only have to let the soft animal of your body love what it loves. Tell me about despair, yours, and I will tell you mine. Meanwhile, the world goes on. Meanwhile, the sun and the clear pebbles of rain are moving across the landscapes, over the prairies and the deep trees, the mountains and the rivers. Meanwhile, the wild geese, high in the clean blue air, are heading home again. Whoever you are, no matter how lonely, the world offers itself to your imagination, calls to you like the wild geese, harsh and exciting, over and over, announcing your place in the family of things. That's it for me, Billy G. Feel free to contact me at whatsshakenbillyg@gmail.com. And I hope you have the most incredible week. I hope to hear from you. I love your comments. Thank you so much for sharing them. And till soon.